Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Franklin and Douglas, where we talk about current events and give you bad advice. I'm Franklin, and with me, as always, is my buddy Douglas. Double D, how's it going?
Buddy, it's going great. Wait, what is that shirt? Is that me? Is that pointing at me?
It should be pointing at you. Hopefully, it is.
It's going great, buddy.
I'm glad to hear it. Looks like the sun is shining there in Ohio.
You
That's true.
finally, it's shining here.
It
Yeah,
was like 90 degrees here yesterday.
really, gosh.
Yeah, and the pollen is pollening.
Oh yeah, yep. The sinuses
I
are
could not
sinusing.
breathe. I could not breathe yesterday. It was ridiculous.
Oh
I was
goodness,
popping Claritin like it was Tic Tacs.
I believe it. I believe it. Mm.
But it's beautiful. So it looks like it's going to be a wonderful, beautiful summer coming up, I think in June there. So yeah.
Great, great, great.
How was your week?
So my week, well, my week was a little like, mental health kind of stressful week. But you know what? This today I am making sure I have a relaxing weekend. We do record these on the weekends. So today I'm leaning on my good friend Miss Betty White here, and my
Betty can
Betty White
always get
mom.
it through. Yep.
Yes. And actually, on the inside of this mug, so I got this mug as a gift, I believe like 2 Christmases ago. But on the inside, it says, "I don't know what it is, but you can do it." Oh my
Oh,
goodness. I know, I'm gonna start crying.
okay, Betty. Get it together.
And then I just also wanted to show, like, I don't know if people have heard, but on my Betty White theme, but the USPS put out Betty White post stamps. So I also got me a book, and of course, like a big dork, like I have them framed.
That's so
So
cute.
right? I'm too scared to use them. So I don't want them sending me Betty White stamp back my mail and saying it's not good enough or whatever. I,
Exactly, right. Return.
don't want to
Return to sender.
don't want to tarnish the good name of Betty.
Please don't. I
Ah.
can say no enough.
Oh, that's true. Said something to say
Right.
off with them.
Great.
But besides the good weather out there, anything else going on for you this week?
Oh, well, let's see. It's been a pretty good week. And then tonight I get an opportunity to go see the Warriors play.
Oh,
We're in the conference semis. And so even though Steph is out, but yeah, I'm going to go support the team. So I'm excited about that. Um, Mother's Day is coming up. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And, and especially you, mother.
great
But
mother
other
effer.
than that, okay. Other than that, no, it's been a pretty good week. Some good things are on the horizon and positivity is always the best thing. So yeah. Right, exactly.
I was really hoping
Um,
for a Cavs Warriors match off,
n-
but I don't think it's happening.
I mean, you never know. It can get if the Warriors can pull it out, we might see that matchup. Won't be the same without LeBron, but
That's
it
true.
is what it is. But we'll see. We just got to make it through this.
Yeah.
But so good luck to all the teams going out there. So, what do you have for me today?
Well, buddy, I'm gonna start off this week's category or topic with Habemus Papam. I think that's how you say it. Or we have a
Uh,
new pope. Or as Kylie Minogue would say, Padam, Padam.
I have no idea what you're saying right now.
Hey,
All I know is the black smoke was billowing. So,
right.
tell me what happened.
Yeah, I'm learning all kinds of things about the Pope this week. I guess Habemus Papam is what they announced when a new Pope has been brought forth. This marked the end of the deliberations of 133 cardinal electors who had been sequestered inside the Sistine Chapel since
Hmm,
Wednesday before they reached two-thirds majority on a successor to Pope Francis, who died on April 21st. Rest in peace.
thanks, JD.
Right. Uh, so,
We're gonna get hate for that. Sorry about that, guys. He
So,
didn't do it. He didn't do it.
hey, allegedly. So,
Oh my
who
god.
is the new pope? You may be asking me. So
Please.
it's Robert Francis Prevost, who is 69 years old. Nice.
Nice.
Is our Chicago pope.
You're gonna go to hell for that.
Listen, I'm not Catholic. But hey, he's our Chicago pope. Maybe we'll get a.
That's right. That's the best thing I've heard through this whole thing is that he is from Chi-Town, the Windy City.
We're gonna be bringing some Chicago style pizzas into the Vatican, some
Some
Chicago
deep
style hot
dish.
dogs. Yep, get
All
them
of
all
it.
there.
I love it. I love it. So wait a minute. I thought what did you say his name was? Because I thought they said his name was Pope Leo.
Well, that's the name that he chose. So he chose the papal
Oh,
name Leo the 14th.
well, so we can go out here and just change our names?
Apparently, you can't
Let
be
me change my
trans.
name.
You can't change your gender, but you can change your name.
I didn't say I wanted to, but okay. Okay, so we can go and I didn't, you know what? Did not know
Yeah.
that you can change your name. Okay, great.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna
we
see.
we can't,
I'm
but
gonna
the
be
Pope
Queen
can.
Elizabeth. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be somebody different. Okay,
The
okay.
artist
So go
formerly
ahead and
known
tell
as
me a little bit.
Franklin.
Exactly. Okay, give me a little bit of background on Pope Leo or Francis or whoever his name is. Okay,
Yeah. Well, so he started off by saying, "Peace be with you," is what he said from the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica.
and and also with you. Okay.
May the force be with you. Uh,
Oh,
in his first public words, he was met with joyful cheering from a crowd of around 150,000, according to Italian officials. Um, but he has spent most of his life outside of the US. So, like we said, he's from Chicago, but he spent most of his life outside of the US and is considered to have
figures.
like a global perspective. Yeah, I don't blame him. A global perspective. And he addressed the Catholics in the crowd in Spanish and Italian, but not in his
Oh,
native language of English. Uh,
maybe he doesn't know English.
that's, I mean, many Americans don't know English, so I mean that's true.
That's true. That's true.
So the thing that before we get more into like his background, well, I guess this kind of
Hmm.
brings up his background. The thing that a lot of people are joyful about is that uh the MAGA is not happy about this new pope. So even
Uh,
though,
are they happy about anything though?
yeah, well,
Well, was
depends.
Donald interviewed? I mean, maybe that's why they're not happy because he wasn't, elected
Well, so
the Pope.
that's yeah. Well, actually, I mean, here's the
Because I
thing.
casted my vote for Donald as the
As
Pope.
Pope, oh please.
Yeah, Pope
First off,
Don.
he's not even Catholic. He can't even be Pope, or I guess that's how
He
the
can be
rules
what he
are.
wants to be.
He can change his name. He can be Pope too.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, so even though he posted a picture of himself on social media as the next pope, he did
Hmm.
write on Truth Social. What he wrote was, "It's such an honor to realize that he is the first American pope." Speaking of Leo, what excitement and what a great honor for our country. I look forward to meeting Pope Leo the 14th. It'll be a very meaningful moment. And then you have Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson saying, "Everything dope, including the Pope, comes from Chicago. Congratulations." Congratulations to the first American Pope, Leo the 14th. We hope to welcome you back home soon.
Did
So,
you see, again, social media? They were bringing him out to the Bulls theme
oh,
intro
no.
as he comes standing up. And if you've ever heard that, it is a great theme, music for the Chicago Bulls. So they had him coming out to that. I was like, you know what? That's pretty epic.
Right. I mean, he's the first American one. So I guess for us, it's like culturally different. And like I think it's different around the world that we can kind of throw our Americanized kind of stuff like Chicago, Bulls song and all that. So it's very interesting to see the differences bringing out this
I
Pope.
mean, okay. I still want to know, and again, I don't want to get hate for this. What do we need a pope for?
Oh, Catholics need a Pope. We don't need a Pope. I
Okay, I mean,
so it's kind of
again, I believe, in everything, but What do I need a pope for?
I think they're kinda like, well, Vatican City, aren't they kinda like the president or kinda like the leader of Vatican City first
Hmm.
off?
Yeah.
So they kinda like act in that role. They also just kinda act like the voice for the Catholic Church, which,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not, so in all due fairness, like, I am not a religious person. Like, I don't know, like, I have family members that are Catholic, and,
Hmm.
uh, from what I know is, like, through passings talking to them about the Catholic religion, so it,
Right.
and even some of them, I don't think even know what the Pope does. So, I just
Well,
know
I
from,
always feel,
like, what's
yeah,
that?
if I feel like if you believe in one, you have to believe in the other.
Mhm.
And I understand, you know, here's the thing, is like I was raised Baptist, but
Yeah.
I was baptized in a Lutheran church,
Mhm.
went to Catholic school, and so I understand all that. But then as you get older, you're like, okay, so what does the Pope really do?
Well, I mean, they kinda guide the church too. I mean, I'm skipping ahead a little bit here,
Hmm.
but let's go back to Pope Francis. He's guided the church in a more, I wanna say more liberal perspective, because 'cause I'm not saying he was like this great, like, left-leaning pope, but he had a lot more left-leaning ideal views of, like, the LGBTQ population, and about like accepting of LGBTQ people, where, a lot of Catholics in history are very like condemning and very, not very open, to us, like me. So,
Well,
they can kind of
it says it in
lean
the
and
Bible. Going to hell, you know that, right?
it does not say that. Sodom and Gomorrah.
It is Sodom and Gomorrah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's how I kinda see it. They kinda like in modern times, they kinda like guide the church is kinda how I see it, like, throughout
Hmm.
my life, like, watching this from an outsider. So, I mean, if there are Catholics out there that, like, follow the Pope, let us know in the comments. Would love to
Right,
know
right.
more.
Okay.
But let's get back to my favorite part, MAGA. So,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
so MAGA is not happy. So Prevost or Leo was an active user on Twitter, or X.
Oh, when you said user, I was like, damn,
Yeah.
not the booger sugar.
I mean, hey, I would not hold it against them. You're trapped up in there with all men. You might need a little
Okay.
something.
Oh my god.
So I know, going to hell. So
On a
he's been
freight train.
active social media user since 2011. In
Mm.
2015, he reposted an article that was critical of Trump's anti-immigrant rhetoric. Recently in 2025, a post in February that has since gone viral, Provost wrote that JD Vance was wrong about his attempts to find a theological justification for the administration's treatment of migrants. He said, Jesus doesn't ask us to rank our love for others. So he's also criticized Trump and President Nayib Bukele, which I apologize if I mess it up, for making light of the deportation of Kilmar Garcia as well. In 2017, he retweeted Senator Chris Murphy's post, criticizing Republicans on their lack of solving gun violence after that musical festival shooting that happened in Vegas. Uh,
Oh,
in 2015, he tweeted an endorsement for the Catholic climate petition. Uh,
say that 3 times fast.
I know. In 2020, he retweeted prayers for the murdered George Floyd and his family and posted a call for more leaders in the church to reject racism and to seek justice.
Oh, Leo, I see you.
Right. So, and of course, because of this history of, you know, talking bad about Trump, JD, and the Republicans, you have people like Laura Loomer, who is like a far right, like confident of Trump. He kind of listens to her advice.
Mm,
She tweeted in all capitals, "Woke Marxist Pope."
here we go.
I know. She also
Here we
wrote,
go.
"Just another Marxist puppet in the Vatican, and that Catholics don't have anything good to look forward to." You
Wow.
I know. You have, Sean Davis of the far-right site, The Federalist. He had written about being worried the Cardinals would select a left-wing pope to counter the rise of national populism in Trump. And then you have Megyn Kelly, who wrote, "Too much hope that some 20-year-old ran the new pope's X account, and then he never looked at it." So she's claiming that he just had some 20-year-old running Twitter for him, and that hopefully that's not how he
They
really feels.
all these people need to watch out because if you looked at the news, people are fainting like
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
They're just dropping like flies, and
Yeah.
every time they start, talking crazy about somebody, bloop.
That's that new pope.
Okay, so he's like, boom, gotcha,
He's a strike you
gotcha.
down.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything negative. I don't want to be the next one dropping.
Well, I may be fainting here because I'm about to go negative.
Here we
I know.
go. I
So
didn't say it, Pope Leo.
Regardless of all this sounds, from our perspective, at least mine, all that sounds pretty good. But regardless, he's still a Catholic. And we had years of, like I was saying before, we had years of inclusive comments from Pope Francis. And so as we're moving into this reign of Leo, so
Mhm.
his social media also contains anti-abortion posts. He shared a now broken link to the White House website with the caption, "Rescind the HHS department mandate requiring Catholic employers to provide contraceptives and abortifacients." I don't know what that word is, to their employees.
That's a
Um,
big word for you.
yeah, abortifacients. So whatever. 6 weeks before he became pope, activist group Survivor Network of Those Abused by Priests, or SNAP, wasn't that like a 90s band? SNAP.
I thought that was that TV show.
It could be, well, it's also a group. So
Oh,
filed a
okay.
complaint against him to the Vatican Secretary of State. They are alleging he has harmed the vulnerable by mishandling two situations, one in 2000 in Chicago and one in Peru in 2022, involving priests accused of sexual abuse. The priest in Chicago is accused of abusing 13 minors and was
Ugh,
allowed to live at a friary half a block from the St. Thomas the Apostle Elementary School without notifying that elementary school.
I feel like Olivia Benson needs to be in here somewhere. Dum dum.
Dunk, dunk. And then you have, LGBTQ plus Catholics are expressing concern about remarks that Leo made more than a decade ago, where he condemned the homosexual lifestyle. So in a
Mm,
2022, yeah, the
say it, Father.
homosexual lifestyle,
Yeah.
Sodom and Gomorrah. In a
Sexuality.
In a 2012 address to the World Synod of Bishops, he said, "Western mass media is extraordinarily effective in fostering within the general public enormous sympathy for beliefs and practices that are at odds with the gospel. For example, abortion, homosexual lifestyle, and euthanasia."
Mm.
He went on to complain that alternative families comprised of same sex partners and their adopted children are so benignly and sympathetically portrayed in television programs and cinema today.
Ooh, I like this Pope.
Shut up. The
He gonna get y'all
homosexual
together. The homosexuality. Mm,
the
yeah,
homosexual lifestyle.
that lifestyle. You're living that life.
You're gonna
Mm.
get that aid.
Mm. Oh, that financial aid, government assistance.
Oh, rest in peace. So,
Okay. Well,
so the
yeah.
homosexual Catholics are hopeful that Francis has pushed the church forward since then. Because again, those comments were a decade ago. People can change. Obama changed, his views on LGBTQ people. So, or, marriage and that. So, so they're hopeful
Why you
that
gotta
the same
talk
is
about the
happening.
black man?
It
Why you
was
gotta
during
bring up
his
Obama? He ain't do nothing to you.
He's done a lot to me. He's the
You
whole
wish.
reason we're in this economy right now.
Ooh, no, that's
Joking.
Joe.
I'm joking. Don't come for me.
That's Joe's problem. Joe and Kamala.
Kamala. The homosexual lifestyle.
Dance party with Beyonce.
We are way off topic. so,
Exactly.
but yeah, all that, new pope, good points, possible bad points. What are your thoughts?
I mean, hey, I don't follow
Hmm.
I don't follow all of that.
Yeah.
I'm happy, that they have a new pope. Rest in peace to the old one. I think we remember I remember the pope when he had his pope mobile. That's the
Yes.
pope I remember.
Yeah.
remember and he got shot at and all that other stuff. I mean, now I don't follow it as much, but hey,
Hmm.
you know, if the Catholic family needs that person, by all means. Um, it is what it is, right? Uh, we'll see. I already like some of some of the things he's saying.
Yeah. It, and like you said too, like for me, like I don't really follow the Pope. The only reason why is because it's been all over social media,
Right?
with
Yeah.
this whole Pope now. And, with the last Pope, Pope Francis, like, I would catch some of the things that, the my algorithms and that when he would speak of, homosexuals and that and LGBTQ plus people, and the
You
trans
guys got too many,
community.
by the way.
I we
You
need
just
something
say the whole
shorter.
entire alphabet.
I wanna make sure I'm including everyone. Uh, but, whenever he would make comments about that, like, that would interest me every now and then, even though, like, it didn't really affect, like, our laws here or whatever, but, it does sway some of these Catholics' opinions, some of them,
Right.
but
Right.
I'm in the same boat, like, who cares? But it's just, it's interesting, it's a cultural moment.
It is. It is. Well, probably, let's see, he said he's 69, so got
Nice.
another
Nice.
good 20. Don't do that. Another 20 plus years. We may see him pass, or we may pass before him. Who knows? But
Just, don't send JD to go visit him.
no, don't do that. Well, if if the Pope needs any advice, I hope that he will write into us. I did send him a letter of congratulations, letting him know
Nice.
that we are proud of him. And so, if he sends us any, requests for some advice, we are here to help. And with that, do you have any advice?
Do I have any advice for the Pope?
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, as always, we want to remind our audience and Pope Leo that we are not trained professionals and our advice should not be taken seriously. But what qualifications do we have, Franklin?
Well, we survived the Castros 2 for 1 night, and we didn't get kidnapped by the Pope in his Pope mobile. And so we are capable of leading you through life's challenges. Hit me with it.
If we did get kidnapped in the Pope Mobile, at least we knew it was bulletproof. We wouldn't have gotten shot at.
Okay.
So,
We had a disco ball up there and just dancing on the
yeah.
pole.
So, today we are pulling our questions from Reddit's advice and the Am I the Asshole category.
You are.
I'm waiting for you to pass out. Where's Pope Leo?
Never.
I
He
guess.
has me guarded. Mm,
If you'd
the
like us,
angels.
Ah! If you would like us to answer your request for advice, please DM us on our socials or comment. Maybe your question will appear on our next episode.
Okay.
So, am I the asshole for moving someone else's birthday cake out of reach of an entitled toddler? Right?
No. No, right off the bat, no. Don't even need to
Right
hear the
off the bat.
story.
Moving
Slap the
on.
kid, move him on.
Well, for those that want to hear, they're
Yes,
going
please.
to
I'm
say,
sorry.
no, okay. Going to say, I was just at my girlfriend's mom's birthday party. We'd ordered an expensive cake for her and split the cost 3 ways with her sisters. Her brother, who never contributes to any of the shared presents, brought his spoiled
Loser.
2-year-old kid. It's always the brother.
It's always brother.
While
And
everyone was singing happy birthday, the kid started sticking his hands into the cake and licking them
little shit.
and picking off the decorations. I know. I looked around in horror, but her brother and his wife were just smiling at this like it was the absolute cutest thing ever, and everyone
Mm,
else was totally unfazed and said nothing. I bit my tongue and didn't say anything either, but I reached over and moved the cake a few inches out of the reach of the kid.
good job. Good job.
Immediately, the kids started thrashing around and screaming bloody murder. Everyone glared at me like I was the most evil POS on earth for doing what I did and rushed to placate the kid. "Aw, you
Ugh,
poor little thing," and giving him cake. I
I
I
hate that.
I
I
know.
hate it.
I doubled down and calmly, rationally said what the kid was doing was incredibly unhygienic. It wasn't his birthday cake, and he's old enough to be taught to wait literally 1 minute until he gets a slice of cake instead of destroying someone else's birthday cake and covering it with his germs. I mean,
Now, mind you, that's the boyfriend, not even the son.
he's not even part of the family. Yeah,
Take up for the mama.
right.
I love it. He
Ne-
won't be invited back. They've broken up, by the way.
Now, I'm being made out to be a huge asshole for saying this, and I ruined the birthday party, considering it's the entire family's reaction. It's making me start to question whether or not I'm just a grumpy asshole.
First of all, it reminds me of that. I think it was a TV show or it was a movie called The Slap. Remember when the
No.
kid was acting crazy playing in the yard and the friend went over and slapped the shit out of the
Oh,
kid and everybody's like, "Oh my god,
yes.
you just slapped him because he was kicking my boy." Yeah, so that's how I feel about it. Good for him. And get out of that family. Let them deal with that bullshit. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I hate little kids like that. Or you should have just smashed his head in the cake and be done with it. That'd have been better.
It's
He's
like,
not the asshole.
yeah. No, I
Because, like,
mean,
again, it is germs. It's nasty. The little kid probably had
yes.
snot running out of his nose and it was
Yes.
on his hand, and he's just it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Sticking his hands inside a shitty diaper and then
Is
pull him out and then all over the cake. I'm like, get that damn cake out of your
Yeah,
hands right
okay,
now.
exactly. No, yeah, I'm glad he pushed the cake back, and he should have pushed the kid too. He's not the asshole, and I hope he broke up with the girl and left that family and is moving on for something else. Period. In the story.
I I mean, I get it. That's a tough thing. Like, he's bold, but, like, I get it. Like, that would be
I
I'd be the
wasn't bold. I
person.
think I think it was perfectly timed. He should have, because I'm like, I don't want to be eating on that cake, and I paid for part of it, and your dad didn't even put in on it, so you shouldn't even be touching it. You little ratty snotty kid. No.
I mean, first off, he's not one of the siblings. The way he words is, he probably not putting money to it. He said, "We split it three-way with the sisters." I'm assuming that by
So
"we" is the
he put in
couple.
on it too because he's with the girlfriend. So I'm pretty sure he put money in on it as well. It was an expensive cake. I don't know how expensive cakes are, but I mean, what, $30?
What's that? Arrested Development. How much could a banana be?
Exactly. So how much could it actually be? So, but
Uh
I mean, still, it's the principality, Smokey.
Like, for me, like, I'd probably, like, look at it, like, "No, I'm good." When they like, hand out pieces, like, "Nah, I'm good." I'm gonna be done with that family at that point, like, "Listen, I don't think this is gonna work out. Your family's kinda gross."
And your
When it
kid
comes to my
goes.
birthday, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be smacking that kid if his hand comes near my cake.
Well, first of all, he's not invited, so
When I was,
everybody's invited, but your brother and that ratty kid.
right? This is an adults only party.
Mm-hmm. So,
When I was reading the comments, they were asking about, like, what the family's reaction was, and or his girlfriend's reaction, and he did say, like, the girlfriend agreed with him, but she was the kind that, like, goes with the flow and doesn't wanna cause any waves kinda thing.
mm,
So,
she
the
and
whole
later at
family.
that night, honey, that was wonderful what you did when you stepped in there and moved the cake from Billy. Yeah, you could have stood up for me with the family,
Yeah,
right then and there.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like the whole family's just kind of, placating, like he said, this brother and his kids. So gross.
Up
I
with these
agree.
families.
Kids are germy. Get your hands or
Some
give them their
kids,
own
there are
cake.
some kids that are really good, but there's
Mm.
other kids that you just want to drop kick.
All right. Well, moving on to the next one here, we have another Am I the Asshole? They're asking, Am I the asshole for getting upset with my roommates for bringing random men over late at night?
Sounds like us a couple of years back.
Oh, memories. They
To be
go,
young.
yes. So they go on to
Oh, yeah.
say, Hi, everyone. I, a 25-year-old female, live in a 3-bedroom apartment with 2 other girls, Anna, who's 22-year-old, and Jess, who's also 22-year-old. When we first moved in together, we all agreed on a few ground rules: no unannounced overnight guests, no strangers coming over super late, and to be respectful about noises since we all have early mornings for work or school.
The
Lately,
hell?
I know, it's like a convent in there.
Exactly.
So lately, though, Anna and Jess have started bringing random guys over late at night. I'm talking
Yes.
1 or 2 a.m., often after a night out from dating apps.
Right. Hookups. Yes.
I
Hinge, Grinder, all of them together.
all of them at the same time.
All of 'em at the same time, ringing the doorbell. "Hello?
Just sitting there swiping, swiping.
Ugh, I'm
I
up."
oh, they go on to say, I don't have a problem with them having a social life, but it makes me extremely uncomfortable having strangers in our apartment while I'm trying to sleep, especially when I have no idea who they are. What really crossed the line for me was a couple weeks ago when one of the guys walked into my bathroom without asking, and another time a different guy tried to open my bedroom door at 2:30 a.m., clearly thinking it was Jess's room. That scared the hell out of me. I've brought this up with both of them several times, saying it makes me feel unsafe and disrespected in my own home. Every time they just say, sorry, it won't happen again, or that I'm overreacting and that it's not a big deal. Spoiler, it keeps happening.
Girl, get yourself a lock on your door.
Right?
And or better yet, open up an app and swipe on it and get you a little 2 a.m. loving.
Get your 2 a.m. Rotational
All
visitors.
right. Or
So
go over and ask them, hey, are we sharing tonight?
tag, I'm in.
Tag, I'm in.
Oh. And
Poor
then
thing.
they go on to say that last night was the final straw. I woke up to loud voices and laughing at 2 a.m., only to find 2 new random guys in our living room. I lost my
Mm.
temper and told them that this was seriously not okay anymore. Now Anna and Jess are calling me uptight and no fun instead of making them feel like they can't live their lives in their own apartment. Is she the
Maybe she's
asshole?
one of those Catholics and doesn't want to do anything. And she's not supposed they're not supposed to be living that life.
What would Pope Leo do?
And we know what he would do. Tell her to get a life. I mean,
As long as it's not
I
that
think,
homosexual lifestyle.
yeah, no. So, yeah, she needs to get a life, or just move.
Yeah.
If that's, I mean, they're young. What, 22? You said
Yeah.
they're young ladies, and hopefully they're being safe. Most importantly, and are, you know, being careful. And it can be dangerous, going off and meeting random people. But hey, um, that's on them. That's what they want to do. And
Yeah.
she just needs to either get a lock on her door or just move.
Yeah.
Or better yet, like I said, go knock on the door and say, "Can I tag in?"
Tag team
Go
back
outside.
again.
Yeah, go outside, sit on the couch with them. "Hey, what are we doing? How are we doing? What's going on?"
Hey, I'm
When you
better in
finish with
bed
her,
than
I'm ready.
yeah, I'm better than Jess and Anna, just so you know.
Just so you know. Was taught by one of the priests.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Sure it was elementary school, but
But hey.
but
Oh my god.
I I mean,
Shout out to Mary Elizabeth. Mary Elizabeth with the paddle.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
gosh.
Bringing up these repressed memories for you here.
Exactly. He was like, "Mm." Oh my god. But
But
yeah, she clearly has some issues. Poor thing.
yeah, I mean, nothing against, like, if she's not about that life, great. I agree. Then you probably should move or speak with your landlord and see about breaking the lease and going somewhere else. Uh, or at the same time, if you're about that life and you're just jealous or whatever, then like you
Yeah,
said, join in. You
join
start
in.
bringing
Open
some
up.
random guys over and see how they like it.
Right. Exactly. Some big black man coming in there.
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't that be amazing?
get a
You
train
know they would
going.
have a problem then.
Put an ad out there for like, oh, this is probably not gonna be appropriate for the internet. Get a train going, like a line of guys going out.
Oh my god. Oh, remember that, I think that was a porno. He was just, like, on a spin table.
Oh god. Oh no,
It's
the
so
Lazy
disgusting.
Susan porno.
The la Jesus Christ.
Don't
Oh
Google it,
my god.
audience. Don't Google it.
Don't do it. Lazy Susan.
Well, on that
All right.
note, that's all I had for today.
Enough. Well, thank you very much for all that.
Yeah.
And make sure you are wrapping it up and making the decisions, better decisions about yourselves. Oh my God, that's great.
Well, I mean, thank you again, everyone, for listening, watching, subscribing, commenting. I love it. Thank you so much. I am trying to raise our YouTube followers, so please, if you're listening on our other like Spotify, Apple, and that, feel free to come over to YouTube, give us a follow. I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, thank you again. And Franklin, anything else to take us out on?
Nope. Just again, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there, and welcome Pope Leo.
Well, on that note, from us and Pope Leo, bye.
Bye.